You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV. Now on Roku devices on this Monday, October 6th, 2025. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo. Here is what's happening. A man barely made it to Pahrump with an injury to his leg. Haley Grabby has more.
Today, a motorcyclist was injured near Basin Avenue and Banovich Street. Authorities say the rider had traveled from either Shoshone or Baker to Pahrump. Along the way, he reportedly struck something in the road, causing a serious laceration to his leg. Once he arrived in Pahrump, he had told others he felt like he was going to pass out and got off his bike. Moments later, a 911 call was placed from a car passing by. He was taken to the hospital and his current condition remains unknown.
Okay, more news now. The much anticipated Vegas to LA train from the Brightline developers is saying they are experiencing cost overruns and will need to get a loan from the federal government for an additional $6 billion.
Ground has already been broken in Las Vegas for the high-speed train taking passengers from Las Vegas to L.A. Actually, the stop will be in Rancho Cucamonga, which is about an hour outside of the metropolis area there in California. The company Brightline is now anticipating rising costs and needs an additional $6 billion from the federal government to complete the project. They hope this comes in the form of a loan. The location for the train station in Las Vegas is visible just off of I-15 and at the south end of the Strip, within close proximity to the Town Square shopping district. Newsweek says, according to the DOT, Brightline West, the private company behind the plan, has requested a $6 billion loan from the federal government to help fund the project. The project has skyrocketed now to an estimated $21 billion to complete. Cost overruns, say Brightline, are attributed to raw material increases and labor. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has shown skepticism in high-speed rail. He had recently noted that the California Rail Authority's LA to San Francisco project had cost ballooned from $33 billion to $106 billion. It remains to be seen if the federal government will provide the loan.
All right, more news now. Well, right here at News 25, we're always keeping you updated with our daily arrest logs. We try to. News 25 reporter Haley Grabby has details now on robbery suspects.
On October 2nd, 2025, 2 people were arrested in connection to a break-in. Authorities say when they arrived at the property, the front door was still closed. However, they found clear signs of forced entry at the back of the house. At first, no one came out, but later 2 individuals were found and were identified as Rick Henriksen and Chris Chase. Police say Henriksen had several pieces of jewelry in his pockets. Chase admitted that he drove the 2 of them to the residence with the intent to commit a robbery. During the search, officers also discovered a small bag of meth. Henriksen admitted to having the jewelry on him at the time of his arrest. He also admitted that he had never been to the residence prior to the burglary. Chase was charged with residential burglary, home invasion, conspiracy to commit burglary, conspiracy to commit home invasion, and possession of a controlled substance. Henriksen was charged with home invasion, conspiracy to commit burglary, conspiracy to commit home invasion, and possession of a controlled substance.
More local news now. There was a dirt bike versus motor vehicle accident over the weekend in Pahrump. One of the drivers was cited for multiple violations. Anthony Roberts reports.
Jason Ernest of Mount West Lawyers. Don't be bullied by insurance companies. Call me, 775-727-9500.
On Saturday, around 4:20 p.m., a 2-vehicle crash occurred near the intersection of Blagg Road and Stagecoach. According to the initial report, a motorcycle rider failed to yield the right-of-way and collided with a silver Ford Explorer. The rider was ejected from the dirt bike and transported by Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue to the Mercy Air helipad, then flown to UMC with a possible broken arm. During the investigation, officers discovered that the driver of the Ford, identified as Kimberly Baird, had active warrants for her arrest. She was taken into custody and charged with driving without a license, operating an unregistered vehicle, driving without proof of insurance, and failure to appear after bail. The Ford Explorer was impounded by the Nye County Sheriff's Office.
Okay, so next Tuesday, October 14th, that is Charlie Kirk's birthday. A memorial service is being held in Pahrump for Charlie Kirk.
Members of the Pahrump community will gather at Calvada I on October 14th to honor Charlie Kirk's Day of Remembrance on what would have been his birthday. The event begins at 5:30 p.m. and attendees are encouraged to wear red to commemorate and remember Charlie's life. State Assembly Gregory Hafen II, along with other local dignitaries, is expected to attend the ceremony.
All right, coming up, you want to hear about the success that RAM, or Remote Area Medical, was here in Pahrump this past weekend. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us here at News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Remote Area Medical, or RAM, treated more than 300 patients this past weekend in Pahrump. No questions asked and no insurance was needed. It was total free care for all who attended. And News 25 was there and spoke with the CEO of RAM.
This past Sunday, Remote Area Medical held an event at Pathways, offering free services to those without insurance or whose insurance didn't cover certain medical needs. The event provided health, dental, and vision care for anyone in need of their yearly checkups. KPVM TV had the opportunity to speak with several people involved in the event, including organizers, volunteers, and students.
I'm the CEO of Remote Area Medical. We're here in Pahrump, Nevada, having a free RAM clinic, Remote Area Medical. We've had volunteers come in from all around the country to provide free quality health care here in Pahrump. It's been a really great weekend. We've treated over 300 people. Some of these people have driven over 100 miles to come here. We have been providing free medical, free dental, free vision. We'll be wrapping up in a little while. This is a great celebration. We've been here for 10 years. Volunteers locally bring us in. The coalition has come together to have this great opportunity to provide free health care for those here in the valley. When you take a look around the clinic, a lot of people have stepped up forward. A huge number of local companies, communities, Starbucks, Burger King have come together to provide food for everybody that's here.
So RAM stands for Remote Area Medical, and it's a national and now international organization out of Knoxville, Tennessee, that provides medical care, dental care, and vision care in clinics all around the country, predominantly on weekends, for patients who are underserved and cannot get access to that type of care, including patients who might be on Medicaid, patients who have no insurance or they're currently unemployed. And we also take care of people that might be currently in the county jail that are awaiting something related to the legal system and they're not receiving any dental care at all. And so if they're having a toothache, our goal is to try to alleviate pain, replace restorations that might have broken, and then occasionally even fix a cosmetic problem that is preventing them from being able to apply for a job. So that's basically the role that RAM provides, and it's all volunteer practitioners. So the dental unit in RAM is, I'd say, predominantly staffed by volunteer dental students in most RAM clinics. In order to participate, they must be fourth-year students, ready to graduate in the next few months. And they provide routine dental care, such as removing a tooth that might be decayed and infected, as well as restoring a tooth with filling material. And on occasion now, we also do a lot of preventative care that we didn't really do in the past.
I'm ready to be done. I'm so ready to start working. And this is a great opportunity for us to get exposure of like how many patients, because we only see 2 patients a day at dental school. And this we see like 10 to 15. So it's a good practice for us and it's good exposure for us in the real world. Yeah, so I love this opportunity. I've volunteered here. This is my 2nd year, and I just love it. I love doing good, and
so we had a really good event here at RAM, and where we got to see a lot of people. They were mostly from the underserved areas. So participating in this event, I feel good giving back to the community. So I'm really glad that I'm volunteering here today.
All right, great job, and thank you all for donating your time and your talents, much needed. The Las Vegas Aces are inching closer to their 3rd WNBA championship title, and Mikey Riohan has that and more in sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Jackie Young, fresh off a 5-game semifinal brawl with Indiana, came into the WNBA Finals against Phoenix looking for a day off. After a solid day of rest and probably a power nap, she dropped a finals record 21 points in the 3rd quarter alone. Yes, 1 quarter, finishing with 32 points total to lead Las Vegas to a 91-78 win over the Mercury. The Aces now lead the series 2-0. Game 3 is Wednesday in Phoenix. In the NFL, the Indianapolis Colts beat the Raiders 40-6. Yikes. In the battle of first responders in Las Vegas, the police topped the fire and paramedics in the 3rd annual Battle of the Badges championship basketball game at Western High School. Final score was 36-12. And in high school football, Pahrump Valley Trojans absolutely flattened Democracy Prep Agassiz campus 36-12 on Friday night. Next up for the Trojans, they hit the road this Friday to take on Moapa Valley. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you, Mikey. Another important computer tip, a helpful tip from Josh is coming up. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25 on this Monday. I'm Chris Palermo. Josh at Great Computer Deals, you know him, is here now to help you catch 5 forms of fake Facebook content.
Hey guys, Josh Osborne here with Pahrump's own Great Computer Deals, and it's time for another quick tutorial. Today we're talking about the top 5 ways of spotting fake Facebook posts. So you're like me, you have a Facebook account. If you live here in Pahrump, I guarantee on many occasions you've used some of these Facebook buy-sell groups. They're very popular, thousands of posts every day. But one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that many of those posts are completely fake, and they're engaging with them, they're commenting on them, they're liking them, they're sharing them, and they have no idea that they're fake. So there are red flags that are out there that people just don't know to look for. Let's talk about them right now. Here are the top 5 ways to spot a fake Facebook post. Number 1, these posts, they're very vague. You gotta understand that these scammers, when they create these posts, they have to apply to any Facebook group on any particular city in the United States. So they're very vague. They're not gonna list anything too particular. So for example, if it's an item that's for sale, they tend not to list the specific address or part of town. If it is a missing pet, they're not gonna list the cross streets where that animal was found because that's too particular. It's not gonna work if they try to fraudulently post that same thing in Peoria, Illinois. So look for those vagaries. That's usually a very clear sign. Number 2, the picture that they show in the post. Say a missing animal will be very generic as well. I saw one the other day that was supposedly a picture of a dog in Pahrump, and the picture showed a forest and a hills of grass and green. We don't have that here, obviously. It was clearly a fake post, and this image was a clear sign of it. Number 3, the accounts of the people that are posting these are also very clearly a red flag. When you actually click on the name of that poster, go to their account, look at their account, you're going to see some very interesting things. When it's a fraudulent post and a fraudulent poster, you're going to see that they have an account that was created just a couple days before. The reason why that account is so new is because their previous account was flagged and was banned for posting junk like this. Now they have to create a new one, so they're doing that constantly. So when you click on the specific account, if it said it was created just a couple days ago, there's another red flag right there. Number 3, you're also going to see that the profile picture of the person in that account that's posting, there's one single picture. Anybody that I know that has a Facebook account has dozens, sometimes hundreds of pictures on their account. If there's only one single profile picture, that's a clear sign right there. And lastly, number 5, if the profile that you go to for that poster has no other things on the timeline, no information being posted from one of their friends, nothing that they posted themselves about something unrelated, that's clearly a sign. That is an account that is not getting any other activity except for being created to post fake Facebook listings on these buy and sell groups. So check it out. Look through these things before you do anything. And I know your hearts are in the right place. When you see a post of a missing child or a lost animal, you want to help out. You want to be that good Samaritan, but you're not doing anybody any favors if you're spreading fake information. It's only making the problem worse, and it's gumming up these buy-sell groups. So let's clean it up. Help me out. When you see one of these posts that is clearly fake, click on the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner and click Report Post. That will flag it, and enough of us flag these things, they'll pull it down. Hopefully we can shut down a lot of these accounts that are constantly posting this garbage and clean things up and make it easier on everybody. So keep an eye out for those signs, guys. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys on the next video.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
That's a Lerner and Rowe weather cam. Beautiful day here in Pahrump. Looking outside from the KPVM TV studios, there is a tropical storm forming off the coast of California and maybe a chance of rain from that. Friday, we'll give it to you all in the forecast coming up.
Weather is sponsored by the Nevada Dairy Farmers and the Dairy Council of Nevada, sharing the love of all things dairy. Celebrate the best moments with milk. Milk the moment. And the weather is also brought to you by the Ponderosa Dairy, Nevada's largest dairy, fresh from our farm to your table.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. I did. 67 in Fernley. Look at that low, 41. Fallon, 68, 36. Fallon. Carson City, 67 degrees, 39 for a low. Tonopah, 65. Goldfield, Mining, 68 degrees. Beatty, almost 80, 81. Amargosa, 86. Las Vegas, 83. Yeah, it's still pool weather. Death Valley is 95 degrees. And oh, yeah, it's been a little chilly, maybe a little sweater needed in the morning. Your sunrise, 6:43 this morning, 15% humidity. Winds out of the southwest, 6 miles an hour, and we hit a high of 84 degrees in Pahrump and the region. Your sun is setting tonight at just about, well, 6:19 p.m., a little earlier. 24% humidity and east-northeast wind direction, 7 miles an hour, 256 for a low tonight in Pahrump. Your forecast is looking just so fine and dandy, I don't mind telling you. 86 tomorrow, sunny. 89 on Wednesday. 86 Thursday, sunny. Friday, 86 degrees. We do have a tropical storm, like I said, off the coast of California. We could get some rain. Saturday, 81 degrees. 78 Sunday, and Monday, 76 degrees. Lows in the 60s. Okay, so we're looking a little bit ahead to the Pahrump Festival here in Pahrump. We'll tell you this later on this weekend. Our very own Mikey Ruhan will be playing some original music and will be providing some entertainment. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight. And I'm Chris Palermo, News 25. Make it a great night.